he puts his hand in everything on set. He's very meticulous. He doesn't like phone it in, for being in the industry for so long. He doesn't just show up to work and be like, all right, whatever, just get it done and go. Like he wants to be a part of everything and just make sure it's at the highest standard.
Welcome back to the show. I'm really excited because we have a great guest today, someone I was hoping to talk with, and we finally have her on. And she's in the new show Tulsa King, which premieres on Paramount Plus in November. Please welcome Tatiana Zappardino. How's it going?
Oh, it's going so good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm really excited to have you on. It's funny. I came across you because I saw Sylvester Stallone posted about you like
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, and even before that, I was looking through the cast stuff, and I think it was like the day before he posted or the day of. I saw your name was on the casting. I was like, oh my god, I got to get her on because
Yeah.
I came across your YouTube channel. You posted all these funny videos and stuff, which you got to keep posting stuff. I don't know why you stopped. It's like been like a year now.
Yeah, it was more of like just like a fun thing to do back then, when I had a lot of time.
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
I'm doing projects, so it's
No, it's
taking it.
good. Yeah, it's really cool, and I'm really excited for you because Paramount Plus has been doing so many cool things. I just finished watching The Offer, which was a really good show, and
I love it.
yeah, and now with this show Tulsa King, it's so exciting because I'm a big fan of Stallone, and when I read that you're playing his estranged daughter, I thought that was so interesting, and like for people who don't know that you're gonna be on the show, first off, what's this show about? Like just for people who aren't even familiar with it, like just like the overall premise of it.
Yeah, so it's about Dwight Manfredi. He was in the mafia, went to jail for something that he took credit for, but it wasn't. I don't know. I'm not gonna give. I don't want to give away too much.
No,
But
that's okay. That's okay.
now he gets out of jail 25 years later, and they're kind of sentencing him to Tulsa.
Yeah.
They're like, you can go start a crew down there. And now it's him just kind of being a fish out of water in a new city in Oklahoma. So,
When you first got the news that you're gonna be playing Sylvester Stallone's daughter in this show, like what was going on in your head? Like how did you even react?
oh, it was so funny. Well, I got the audition. I was like, oh man, this actually fits pretty well. I kind of do look like him. And I did it. I did the audition. I sent it in. And then, Sly adds me on Instagram. And I was like, what's happening? Because I didn't hear anything yet. So I
Yes.
text my manager. I'm like, hey, did I get the role? And they're like, we haven't heard anything yet. I'm like, what? I don't think he just adds people on Instagram. It's kind of, like, and then I finally got the news. Like, I literally got the costumes calling me, telling me that they need my sizes before my agent and manager even told me. And I was like, I guess that means I booked it. Like, I don't know. So I start dancing in my living room. I'm just like, da, pa, pop, pop. And it was just like, you had so much energy and just like excitement that I had to like release it. So I had a big dance-a-thon. I think that's what it was. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
my, I know
Um,
it fit really well because like the writing is like I had a little bit of a strange relation with my own father, and my dad's also New York, big New Yorker kind of guy. So it was like it just fits so easily. Like it took me like 10 minutes to memorize the whole thing because I'm like, oh, it's just so natural. So sometimes you just have to wait for the right fit and it just fits.
oh, so you did relate to this character a lot then.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, yeah. I think that makes also for like a better performance too, because sometimes, well, what I always read about is like the best actors are the ones who are not like they're not acting, they're just being it. And I think
Yeah.
that's what you have to do with any role because that's what makes for the best performance, especially when you're acting alongside like a veteran like Stallone. It's
Oh yeah.
well, I'm sure there's gonna be times when you're gonna be like there and it's hard to even get the words out, right? Because you're just in his presence. But um it's that's what tests people, right? Like the good actors, the ones who can go up against these icons. So
I will
props to you
say
on that.
I will say that like I thought that was going to be the case. This is Sylvester Stallone. He's a legend. But as soon as I was on set, he like I had this we have this really great connection, and like I was comfortable with him right away. And he's just so easy to work with. Like I didn't feel intimidated or like scared to be on set. Like he was really like it was just easy.
Yeah.
So I thought the same thing. I was like, I'm gonna just like swallow my words. I don't know how to say, what to react, and like he just made it just an easy transition, and I have just enjoyed every second of working on set. And
Yeah, that's so cool because and I'm sure you got to learn a lot of things from him too because not only is he an actor, he's a writer, producer, director, he's done so many things. He's a man of all trades. Is that the right expression to say? Is he?
yeah,
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 right?
no,
Yeah.
yeah, no, he puts his hand in everything on set. He's very meticulous. He doesn't like phone it in. You know, for being in the industry for so long, he doesn't just show up to work and be like, all right, whatever, just get it done and go. Like he wants to be a part of everything and just make sure it's at the highest standard. And I've been learning so much just watching how he works, and it's been like a master class at the same time.
That's
So it's been
awesome.
really cool. Yeah.
What were some of the things not even just from him but in general working on this show? Like what were some things that you just got to learn being on a production this big of a scale like for Paramount Plus? What did you get to like learn?
I don't know if I learned like anything new set wise, because I have worked in a few sets where
Mhm.
like, you get used to the big, just a million people have 200,000
Yeah.
jobs. Like, I don't know what everyone does. I just kind of walk and go to my spot. But I will say I've watching him, like he's very particular about making sure the dialogue makes sense in the sense of this is something that these characters would say.
Mhm.
So I think it's like really cool to make sure that as actors we have some control of our character and storyline, you know. Um, just kind of like, just being that collaborative part in the show. Like there was a part where uh like we were doing some blocking, and like they were telling me like my kids were going to go over there and I was over here, and I was like, well, I think naturally I'd be near my kids, especially with like animals around or something. Like so I just like wanted to you're able to like kind of discuss like what would these characters actually do, and like watching Sylvester Stallone
Um,
do that and be like, no, I think that this character would do this, they wouldn't do this. Like we're able to kind of guide our characters so they're not just like
yeah, and
mushy.
you guys get to collaborate too and put your both minds on
Yeah,
together.
exactly. I think
Oh,
that's what I've kind of learned. More
okay,
control over my
yeah, more
character.
control, more. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah. And did you,
Yeah.
and since this show is like, mafia related in the crime fiction genre, did you grow up watching a lot of the mafia movies and all that stuff?
I mean, I love The Godfather. Like and it's so funny. I actually didn't grow up on the shows. Um I watched The Godfather later in life because I was in this play called Big Al, and it's a really great play. It's about these two writers who try to write a movie for Al Pacino.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so our director is like, I want you guys to do Al Pacino work, and I want you to go watch at least 5 of his movies. I'm like, all right, sure. I mean, I've never really seen Al Pacino. Started watching them. I've watched all of his movies at this point. Like it was just so good. And
Yeah.
I literally became an Al Pacino fan just because I was workshopping for this show. And when I saw The Godfather, I just like, it like blew my mind. It was this like one of the greatest, sagas of all time. So it was later on in life, but yeah.
How has it been being in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like just working there? Like how is it the
I
experience there?
mean, I actually haven't been to Tulsa yet. We've been shooting in Oklahoma City, but at first, like, it was really hot.
Yeah.
It was like one day it was like 115 degrees, and I was like, where's the nearest bridge so I can jump off it? Like, it was really hot. But now it's finally cooling down, and I'm actually really starting to like this city and sad that we're ending soon
Yeah.
because, I've like kind of been doing a lot of cool things out here, and I've actually really enjoyed this city. So
Yeah.
it's nice.
What was a cool thing you did over there that like you haven't done in your hometown?
I mean, like I went horseback riding at Honey Sage Ranch, and then I did some indoor skydiving at the iFly here.
Oh, nice.
I was going there like daily with the really cool people, and they were teaching me a bunch of stuff. I'm already at level 3, thank you. Um, and they didn't ask, but I thought I've been doing that. I've been just kind of going to all the museums. A lot of the museums out here are really, really cool. There's a Native American museum It's really informative and beautiful. And then the Memorial Museum for the bombing, the Oklahoma bombing.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I was crying by level one, and there was like three stories, and I was just bawling the whole time. But
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Just a lot of history out here that I think,
I was gonna say a lot of history over there, right?
yeah, that I think a lot of people maybe pass over because like, oh, it's Oklahoma City, not much going on. It's like, no, there's actually a lot of really cool things.
That's what
So,
and that's what's saying is that these are stuff I read up on online. Like people mistake that. They just think of like Oklahoma, or they think of other places. Oh yeah, it's just probably like every other place. There's nothing there, but every place has its interesting factors
yeah,
about it. That's what makes every place so unique, right? Otherwise, why would people live there? Why would people embrace their culture there? Like, so it's so cool that you got to be there,
yeah,
experience the culture, and
yeah. No,
that's awesome. For this show, because one of the things you mentioned about The Godfather, why you love that movie so much, that movie is about family, right? That's a main thing people can relate to so much. For this show, why do you think it's different than other mafia or other crime shows or other crime related projects? Why do you think this one is different from the rest?
well, it came from the creative mind of Taylor Sheridan, who created Yellowstone. So I think, a lot when you think mafia, you think, New York, kind of like pizza parlors and like,
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. But when you bring that to more countryside, country tone, you really get that fish out of water, just like you. And I haven't really seen that in a lot of mafia movies or shows. It's always been big cities, and now it's small town, really slowing the pace down, and still like a lot of violence and whatnot, um, and yeah, so being able to have both worlds come together, I think it's gonna make the show really special.
I'm really, really excited for it. And for people watching, you can tune in November 13, correct?
Yes.
I hope it's
I
yes.
think so.
I think it's November. Yeah, it's November 13. I'm pretty sure. Paramount Plus. I always get the dates confused for some reason. I think a 12, 13.
I know that I'm like it's in November.
It's in
So
November. Just keep an eye out, guys. November and Paramount Plus, which is a great platform. Like I said, the offers on there. Now Tulsa King, you can catch Tatiana playing Sylvester Stallone's estranged daughter. I'm so excited, and thank you so much for being on the show today.
thank you so much for having me. I really
No
appreciate
problem.
it.
We'll be in touch, and
Right.
I follow you on Instagram. I'll definitely be keeping updated with all your stuff.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Thanks so much. Take it easy.